You're listening to White Noise with your host, Drip, 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 Drip.
We are back 1 week after our break. This is White Noise with Drip. This is the special 1 year anniversary episode because last year the Patreon dropped Mania weekend in Dallas. That's when all our bonus content dropped. The first ever episode of White Noise, which was myself, Khal, and Mike Sempervivi talking about Jay White, who we'll be getting to a little bit later. We also had some other content, and now here we are a year later. Thank you for paying the 1, paying the 10, watching the replays on YouTube. Again, like, subscribe, all that on YouTube. Black Wrestling every Thursday night, 8:35 p.m. Eastern. As always, I'm joined by founder of Black Wrestling, producer Khal, the hardest working man in wrestling media this past week.
Yeah. Within the last 7 days, you're correct.
And once again, I am joined fresh from her panel at C2E2, the host of All Elite with Keeks on the Public Enemies podcast every Monday night, the queen of Texas herself, the number one droplet, Keeks.
Thank you. Yes, I was in Chi-Town while everybody was in LA. Chi-Town, it was beautiful city, beautiful vibes. The food was good. I ate everything.
You had Harold?
Yes. Yes, and in the hood too. They gave me that one. I went to the right one. They said not the one in downtown, one on this. No. I went to the one on the street that they told me to go to.
With the glass, as Khal said.
Yeah, it had the rotating glass in there.
Yep. Chicago is lovely. I don't understand why that man Phil is the way he is because Chicago people are so nice. They are nice. I like
Chicago.
It's dope. It's a dope city. I gotta come back when it's warmer.
Yeah, no. Well, the thing is, Chicago it's cold. In the summer, it gets hot.
Yeah,
but it's a beautiful. You can be in the car for a little bit, but it don't take too long to get anywhere.
It don't. We stayed. Me and my mom, because my mom was out there with me. We stayed downtown, and we
chill out trip.
Sorry. We stayed downtown and we was walking distance everywhere. Everything was walking distance. So that's what we did. We Ubered to some places, but other than that, we was walking. We did the boat at the Riverwalk.
Oh damn, y'all was touristing.
We stopped till we dropped. And then my mom's experience at Comic-Con was probably the funniest shit I ever seen because she was amazed at all these grown folk dressed up.
Wait till she goes to Mania.
She was looking around like saying, it's literally people my age still doing. I'm like, Mama, this is our thing. This is the nurse thing. I said, see, you was one of the ones that was bullying people for liking
fun of people.
Yeah. And she was like, nah, I never bullied nobody for liking different things. I just didn't think that it was so. No, what amazed her was seeing a lot of black people because she was just like,
I could see that.
She was like, either because she always told me, well, your daddy, I know that your daddy had comics, but he never really, he hit him and stuff like that. So people went,
oh my God,
call him lame and stuff like that. But I know that he was the comic head, but to see so many black people that do this stuff, it's nice. It's so like, she was like, it's a man my age. He dressed up I took a picture of him. He was dressed up as Piccolo and he had his whole family with him and they was dressed up as Dragon Ball Z characters. It was so cute.
Because Piccolo is black.
Yeah.
He painted himself green?
No, he was still black. He just had the costume on.
Yeah.
His wife was like, nah, we wasn't.
That's too much.
Yeah, she said, nah, we wasn't doing all of that. She said, I love him enough to do this with him. This is what we do. This is our tradition. And because she was dressed up as she was Bulma. And the two kids, one of them was Gohan and the other one was Trunks, even though I was like, yeah, that's wrong, but okay.
Hey.
To do the fusion dance, you need Gohan and Trunks. Oh no, that's Goten, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Goten. Yeah. For Halloween, one time my kids was Goten and Trunks. Might do it again.
It's that real nerd shit. Where else you gonna get this?
Nowhere.
I probably could pull off Trunks cosplay if I had to dye my hair again, but I probably
it was so many it was some creative cosplay going on in there. Like you had one person was dressed up as Colonel
Sanders, I'm like,
yes, he was dressed up as Colonel Sanders. Like he had the chicken and everything. Asian guy. It was so funny.
That's even more racist.
He had the chicken and everything. It's crazy.
That's what the dude wanted to take a picture of. He was like, "This is so fucking racist, but this is so fucking
It's so
funny."
racist, but it makes so much sense.
For years, as Khal has talked about going as Bad News Brown for Halloween. Maybe that's what you need to do at Mania next year. Show up with the vest and the glove.
Nah, because they be out there, but that shit kind of goofy. Like it's cool. You went to Mania as Hulk Hogan, but like you got to be Hulk. That show was like 4 hours.
Yeah,
long.
You would think that's cool, huh, Khal? I mean,
nah, I'm just Hogan, like I'm saying for you, like if you wanted to go to WrestleMania, I'm sorry, and be Bret Hart or whoever you want to be, but like
listen, Matt Damon's not here right now. You don't got to call him out. I was dressed up as
Macho Man at AEW show.
All right, let me ask a question. When you say you were dressed up as Macho Man, what does that mean?
I had on a jacket and stuff.
Are you? What's and stuff? You had like shades on, maybe a hat.
Yeah, I had my.
Did you like wrap your hands?
No, I didn't do all of that.
Did you have wrestling boots on?
No, I didn't have the boots. I have like my regular clothes a little bit, but then
did you have your regular clothes on and then you pull up like a onesie that would have the Bret Hart singlet with muscles?
They would have been feeling if I came in there with a one piece on.
There was some. That's what I'm saying. The Bret Hart dude had a one piece with muscles, with the hair, glasses, and a band like a bandana around his head or whatever, like and a belt. Like for 4.5, 5 hours. Plus, you got to walk in and out that month. Like you got to leave your hotel dressed up in this onesie as Bret Hart to ride the lift to walk around.
You sound like my mama.
I'm just saying, like at a certain point, you like 10, 12 hours as Bret Hart to go to WrestleMania. I'm good. Like I'll wear a shirt, I'll wear a hat. If there was some shoes, I would wear the shoes.
It was a lady. She was dressed up as Team Rocket. Jesse and Jane, like the parents. And she stopped them and she was like, "So do y'all wear that like everywhere? Like you went this way?" And they was like, "Yeah, it's so much fun." So she said, "So y'all went in restaurants dressed like this?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Mama, it's Comic-Con. Like they know it's Comic-Con." She was like,
"But hey, it's nothing like New York Comic-Con in New York." Like if you, because I'm a walking ass, I'll walk from the train station out to Comic-Con. It's not that far, maybe like 10, 15 minutes. If you take a subway and get into New York, you start seeing like people with like Bulbasaur backpacks and like not like it's got Bulbasaur on it. It looked like Bulbasaur's back with the spikes and shit. Like like you start to see that type of shit. By the time you outside, it's people with all types of staffs and yellow wigs and shit.
I love it.
The last
like, look at y'all, Kingdom Hearts ass with your fucking
drip. When I tell you, because
the key swords.
The last time I went to Comic-Con, I ducked the Rona throughout that motherfucker, and it was right before Ghostbusters came out. They had the backpacks on, and them shits. The photon packs. Them shits was lighting up. They was making noise. They had the fucking Johns hanging. Like you got 20 pounds of shit on in a work suit that you put a little red and black fucking badge on. Like I mean, I respect the dedication and the love to whatever you do.
But how about somebody was dressed up as these?
What?
The Powerpuff and I did not get a picture of it. I did not get a picture of it. I had to show my mama who he was. I was like, "Nah, he dressed up as." It was 3 of them too. It was so cute.
Because that was the episode. They all were
the impersonation.
Buff ass Powerpuff Girls.
That was so funny. It was it was the one black guy and the 2 white guys.
I love it. I love it. Shouts out to Powerpuff guys. How we doing, Drew? What's going? You said there was a lot going on.
There's a lot to talk about this and stuff from last week too. But there's a lot to talk about. Where should we start?
You said a hodgepodge. I was like, what is this?
Are we taking the L? We talking about it now?
Is this your show?
Oh.
All right. So let's start with obvious. Again, this is my Jay White shirt. I always wear BRP merchandise on the air, but today is the day where we talk about Jay White, the namesake of this show, the man who gave us such great content as our outro. Cal, if you just want to play that real quick.
Oh, geez. We got to play the whole outro as well.
Just a little bit, just to be like, so people need a reminder.
We got it. I love it. That's my favorite. I'm sorry.
Jay White again is now back in AEW officially this time. Last year, it was just a stint because he was still signed to New Japan. He was the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. He has since left New Japan and come to the States, which isn't too shocking. I think he moved there kind of in the middle of COVID and going back and forth between Japan and America as he was doing more dates in Impact. And, you know, the few stints he was trying to do in AEW, it made sense that he chose AEW over WWE. We can get into that in a minute, but the biggest factors are he's more of an AEW guy. Mm-hmm. Style will lend, you know, will work well with the talent that they have there, and it's already kind of like tailor-made for him to be a great heel. He couldn't go to the main roster right away because he's not that big a star, and I'm comfortable saying that. Like, he's not that mainstream to skip the line like AJ Styles did. Because
I thought you were talking about his size, but keep going.
No, because even then, like, he's not that much of a small guy compared to Johnny Gargano or like
he's in an interesting, dare I say, what do you call him, the redacted Wolverine ass, like
yeah, but he's even taller than, like, he's, I'd say, barely 6 foot. Again, like, he's cut and all that. Like, he's almost like Seth Rollins, basically. Like, that's kind of like what would be like his mirror image in terms of a look. But he wasn't going to be able to skip the line. And I think him going to NXT, I think he was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to just, especially NXT the last 2 years where it was strictly developmental after it became, you know, Indies and WWE, when Triple H took what ROH and PWG and wrestling in Europe and Japan was doing, is like, just gave it the WWE trademark and shine. Once it became fully, you know, like, we got to teach these athletes how to wrestle for a year, I bet he's like, that's not appealing to me. Now it's kind of going back to being a hybrid of the two, where you see there's Sol Rokas who have talent but are going to take some time to develop, and Carmelo Hayes is now the NXT World Champion and will be able to carry that brand, you know, for the next, I'd say the rest of this year. But I don't think Jay White wanted to tread water there for a year and then
because Jay White going into NXT right now is the worst time for that to happen. But
that's why I thought he would. I said this on Turnbuckle Talk with me the other day. I thought he was going to wait until maybe 2-3 more weeks and then make an announcement or something, because everyone expected him to show up at the Raw after Mania, be some big surprise debut like there always is.
Some people thought he was showing up at WrestleMania, and I'm like, where?
Yeah, again, like to attack Seth, attack Roman, attack
people, but
Edge,
Cody Rhodes.
People don't know him like that. Like, you see, like,
exactly,
the names that they brought in is who? Bad Bunny, Shane McMahon. Like, there was not a lot of surprises or anything during Mania. It was just Mania. It wasn't no Jay. Who was Jay White going to attack to make a statement to that crowd? Half of them wouldn't know the fuck.
Yeah. No, realistically, if Seth Rollins came out and did like his sing along with the crowd on Monday night, and then Jay White showed up and attacked him, that's what they did on Wednesday. Ricky Starks and Juice Robinson don't even have the match because all of a sudden Jay White just runs down the ramp, and unfortunately, it had to be Ricky Starks.
I hate it had to be Ricky Starks.
That's how
too.
Jay White got over.
All
in
them
terms
Kobe
of, like,
boys can get it.
Basically, but no, like, he wasn't gonna fit over there for a number of reasons. Obviously he has a skill on the mic and in the ring to be a star, but who knows who's going to be in charge? Again, we're still in the succession era of, like, Logan Vince McMahon is the one who might be running the ship, but then Triple H seems like he's got control of it. It's hard to say. Yeah, I mean,
Vicenta.
But no, on Wednesday he shows up, and I'm just like, Cal's like, Drip, are you okay? Because I'm like, that's Jay fucking White, and I'm like,
Jay fucking White in there beating Ricky Starks' ass.
Damn. Yeah, that's what I want anyway. I don't want no damn Juice Robinson. No,
Juice Robinson. God.
Well, let me tell you. So I look at that card every week, and this past Wednesday I was like, shit, that's a lot of matches. Ain't all these matches happening? And when they announced that first, and then I turned away, And I look back and Jay White was doing this shit. I said, yeah, that was the one match that was not there was no 7-8 minutes for this match. You get 2-3 minutes.
But we got 3 minutes of the Blackpool Combat Club just beating, no offense to Hearts, but beating up some jobbers. Like,
I love it. The best thing for the Blackpool Combat Club right now is to go out there and for them rabid dogs beat the shit out of somebody.
But what I'm saying is like the graphic said we'll hear from them, and then they actually have like a squash match. I'm like, see, this is the booking bullshit that we have to deal with because Tony Khan doesn't know how to manage a crowd.
Hey, no shade to Brother Greatness. Brother Greatness was out there. Shout out to Brother Greatness for his little shine.
I'm just saying again, Booker, what, 3-time Booker of the Year?
Yes, he is. Yep, absolutely.
Even this year?
Yes. ROH, Tony Khan. Yes.
I'm about to say, you lucky you got another company right now.
ROH, Tony Khan versus AEW.
Wait.
We had to deal with the booking of the fucking Guns and FTR, that fucking trash.
With that
many. Wait, but Mimi. I'm sorry. Let me ask you a question. Keeks. Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
They have Battle of the Belts, and I know Battle of the Belts is a thing where I'm sorry, Chip. I know the Battle of the Belts. They be just having title matches.
Mm-hmm.
Why did it have to be Hobbs and QT going up against the ROH?
Wait, you gotta tune into her show because that's what she'll be doing every Monday night. You can't give that away for free here. I mean, she's got a brand, she's got a show to take care of. So if you want to know,
answer his question though, because Powerhouse Hobbs did go against Lucha Brothers and not Lucha Brothers, but Ray Phoenix and Penta. And another thing, Lucha Brothers heard all that fucking talk, so they we just need to have the match because people forgot that we top 5, and they had to prove yesterday that they was top 5, and they were like, we are fucking top 5. Yeah, I forgot all this FTR, Young Bucks, Usos talk, but y'all keep
FTR shouldn't be in that discussion after Wednesday. They couldn't carry those boys for shit. That match was
dog. I'm gonna talk about that Monday. But
just like they had one of the worst matches against fucking, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Undisputed Era, the match that they had with them, I'm like, ain't this supposed to be these guys over here? How come the match with them is so bad?
I'm gonna talk about it Monday. I ain't gonna talk about it on your show, but I said that. But
I gotta rewatch it. I wasn't.
Bunch of crybabies.
They don't know how to put folks over, and they don't.
Who, AEW don't?
No,
FTR don't. Okay.
FTR.
Well, I mean,
I don't.
Well, I think that's what we were trying to talk about this past Thursday on Black Wrestling Proper. Like, how is Jay White going to get over? Is he going to beat Ricky Starks, or is Ricky Starks going to beat him? And that's the interesting conversation. I think obviously he's going to beat Ricky Starks, which is
assume so.
Going to set him on a path towards the international title. I think him and Orange Cassidy, they've hinted at interactions in the past, mainly when Jay White showed up and he had a match with Trent. He kind of looked at Orange Cassidy a certain way in terms of like, one day maybe you and I will like have a match. And Jay White's kind of the perfect person to bring out like the angry side of Orange Cassidy because he'll just like make fun of him and, pick him apart.
That's why I'm glad this Cody shit happened. I'm glad this Cody shit happened so Ricky Starks can focus now. Just stop following behind this dude. He leading you astray. You see what happened to him? Stay your ass over here. And we're going to figure this out.
We'll be good. Just stay over there.
Yeah, we're going to figure this out.
They're going to be able to put 100,000 people in a Wembley Stadium. Is this man going to be able to do it?
He's
part of
it. He said, yeah, it'll be a good reason. But he was the man who said he single-handedly sold out Madison Square Garden when New Japan and ROH went there.
Yeah, and you told me that was a great thing to say.
It's a bar, yeah.
Especially with him as a heel and his
career, whole rundown of like the last real rock and roller, the leader of the Bullet Club, the man that single-handedly sold out Madison Square Garden. And then last year when they had Forbidden Door, he said, and who single-handedly sold out the United Center. Me, like
I'm gonna put it like this: the stadium is 90K, right? The deadline, the set line that they told Tony, we need to see if you can do at least 40. Yeah, he's already at 35 pre-registered. So
I
believe it.
I would like to see a sellout though. I think I don't want WWE announce attendance during the show. I would love to get a sold out record capacity for it's because how often is wrestling at the Wembley Stadium?
Never.
That it was that one. It was Bret Hart and Davey Boy.
Yeah, SummerSlam '92.
That's like 30 years ago. Wembley. If I just put Wembley Stadium in the cage match, what comes
Vince could never book it after that. Like,
why? Because it was ass.
He could never book it. Tony could easily book it because he owns a fucking soccer team, and football is a big deal. So,
you saying
it took months to get it.
Yeah. Well, not just that, but I think what Vince's mindset too, the time change and watching pay-per-views in the afternoon and all that, like they were doing that pay-per-view at the time of the steroid scandal was about to hit big. So unless they couldn't like sell out venues that they were used to, because don't forget after 92 they get into their dead period where like 93, 94, 95, 96 is when the business. So no wonder they never did Wembley again. They could have done it in 2000, 2001 at the height of it. They just were so focused in on America more than anything else because that's how they sold out Reliant, or I think the Astrodome, I should say. But and they probably could have done it any time in the last 10 years. Again, look what happened when they were in Clash at the Castle last year. There's a big market in Europe, and we'll see it when they go back to Puerto Rico. We'll see when they go to Japan again, that they can do all these international venues. They just have chosen to neglect them, which doesn't make sense because they've always wanted to be a big global brand, but have skipped out on the biggest venues in the world. I mean, Australia has, I think, what they call the Marvel Arena, not the Marvel Stadium, which is where they house all the big UFC fights.
They couldn't touch them.
Yeah. But I think Jay White will be a factor in terms of his international appeal. And he's not the sole focus, but he will be one of, 30 people that's responsible for this show doing so well.
My GOAT going to be booked because I love Jerry Goat.
But where do you see, who are some opponents you'd like to see
in
terms of Jay White? Who do you have on?
Chris Jericho.
Jericho wants that because I've listened to Jay White on Jericho's podcast before, and
a couple of bros just dicking around for a match. That's cool.
This was a few years ago, but Jericho does have that thing where he wants to be the people, like he wants to give his stamp of approval on guys when they come in or when they're about to hit.
Why he could? That's going to happen after attacking Ricky Starks.
No, Jay White don't need that though.
But I'm saying, Drip, you saying so Jay White's going to just...
It'll be sometime this year, but not right away.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Wembley though. Like if you're talking about building are you saying there's a situation where Jay White can fuck Ricky Starks real quick and then build a match? Cuz I'm saying Wembley's in August.
Yeah.
Well, they got to finish that Elites versus
Bullet. Why?
Well, no, see that's the biggest factor is that. So he comes in and helps Juice Robinson. For some reason, Juice Robinson is still claiming Bullet Club when he left New Japan. And now they're kind of teasing Bullet Club black and gold, which is why their logo is the Bullet Club logo, but golden. And it's supposed to be AEW being black and gold and all that. So it's like, but who else are they going to bring in? Because there is a working relationship between New Japan and AEW still. But are they going to introduce new members that are strictly going to be AEW wrestlers that are like given the stamp of approval by Ghetto and his booking of who can be Bullet Club and who wasn't? But those two teaming together and whoever I guess they would see that isn't doing anything would need some help. I can see someone else in AEW joining Bullet Club. But yeah, he's gonna have this program of Ricky Starks, and him and Adam Cole, they have to tell that story, especially now that Adam Cole's a babyface. I watched All Access today for the first time, and they kind of keep showing the same footage that it's Jay White's fault that Adam Cole had this concussion. I'm like, I mean, damn. I mean, you don't want to put blame on him.
They've got some really, really defined storylines on that show.
And the whole time when they were setting up that Fatal 4-Way, Jay White kept saying, my good friend Adam Cole, when they were hinting this tension between the Bullet Club and the Elite, as Adam Cole, in the Bucks and Kenny Omega there's still Kenny Omega and Adam Cole they got to figure out too. Again, there's all, as we always talk about AEW, there's all these like connected stories that you have to figure out first before you tell one. But Jay White, Adam Cole is certainly on the list. Kenny Omega, Jay White, they have history. That'll certainly happen too, especially that Kenny Omega will be on the singles run. Like I said, I think Orange Cassidy will definitely be up after Ricky Starks. Because
Kenny Omega and Adam Page.
Adam Page might be another one, but I think they're going to try to put a title on Jay White right away just to show how important and big deal he is. Like Orange Cassidy has been international champion for a long time. I don't see them giving him the TNT title. That's going to stay with Hobbs and either go to Ricky Starks or go to someone else. But Jay White's future is definitely that international champion until maybe Kenny Omega wins the AEW World title, and then that's when Jay White goes after him. And if we've talked about this before, Cal, the last couple of times when we had the Four Pillars discussion of who does MJF face after the Four Pillars, I'm like, he probably faces Hangman Page, and then he probably faces, and then maybe loses to Kenny Omega, and then Kenny Omega faces Jay White, and then maybe Adam Cole after that. We'll see. There's all these scenarios and fantasy bookings that you can figure out because I guess they just kind of have more options than WWE does in terms of like,
yeah, it's a lot.
It's
a very, very.
It can all go either way.
Yeah,
it all look the same though.
But you don't have a Jay White match in AEW you want to see besides the Ricky Starks match, Cal?
Me?
Yeah.
Who the fuck I want? No, I genuinely like. I've seen Seth Rollins. I don't have any matches lined up for Jay White yet. Give me a little bit of time. I'm not saying I don't see it for Mans, but
he said I seen Seth Rollins.
I'm at a certain point, y'all just ran through a lot of the future AEW. How many of them people didn't have like abs and long curly hair?
Cal, I can't help how they look.
What do you mean? I just said.
I'm saying if you're talking about Kenny Omega, if you're talking about Jay White, if you're talking about Adam Cole,
him and Eddie Kingston are probably going to run it back at some point because Eddie Kingston was the man
Eddie Kingston is ROH. Eddie Kingston is going to be down there with Claudio, banging and slanging for a minute.
That's for right now, as we talked again, just like the Lucha Brothers are there right now.
You think Eddie Kingston and Jay White's going to be a thing?
Eddie Kingston is the reason he left New Japan.
On AEW. You think Eddie Kingston and Jay White's going to be a thing?
At some point in the next year and a half, definitely. Yeah, Eddie Kingston's not going to stay in ROH forever.
Yeah, it's just until he work on himself.
Hey, I'm glad that y'all have faith that in a year and a half Eddie Kingston will be on AEW.
I understand that the company is still going to be around. I said, like, don't forget, I always said
no.
They shut them doors.
I think Eddie Kingston is Eddie Kingston, and I think it's I don't want to say old habits die hard, but I think it's tough to be a different version of yourself if you've only been one way. I'm not saying it can't be done, but I would love to see a future where Eddie Kingston was working the way he should be working on AEW TV. Right now, it sounds like AEW TV is going to be looking like Adam Cole. Again, you watch both episodes of All Access?
I was halfway through. I'm about to finish the second one, yeah.
That's fucking I Love Lucy starring Britt Baker, Adam Cole. That's the whole show.
Yeah.
That's the whole show. You can watch that first, and realistically, it's really the Britt Baker show with if you watch The Sopranos, but only watch it from Mrs. Soprano. Yeah, Carmela worrying about her man being out and worrying about her status and everything.
Where he's like, I got all this shit to deal with.
Talking shit.
As long as my girl happy.
Yeah. Meanwhile, she talking shit about the brown girl down the street, like talking with her in her hand circle when they out.
Rosa gonna beat her ass one day.
They name check that woman. I said, oh, y'all don't even care. They not hide. This is real. This
all right.
Because it's one of those things where there's a little like I can't tell how much kayfabe is in the show, but they definitely trying to show you that these people are not who they are on TV all the time. And when they keep throwing my girl name, when they keep throwing Thunder Rosa name in the pot, like I'm saying, I don't know that woman from a can of paint.
My thing is, I'm like, if you hate somebody, hate them by your damn self. Why you got to get a whole gang to hate this person?
They say, yeah.
Hey, you have
never had no problem with her.
Hey, you of all people know how that works.
I know.
I'm just saying.
They're gonna beat her ass one day. She gonna catch you slipping.
It's just bad because of the time frame. Like if you watch WWE Total Divas,
Well, that was just horrendously scripted. Like,
but I'm just saying, it's filmed in advance, so like you'll be watching something summertime, and they may just be at WrestleMania. So to hear them having this conversation for 2 episodes about the interim women's championship and how shitty that is, like we had that conversation back in the fall.
Yeah, no,
and this woman still ain't able to wrestle. Like there's certain situations just looks away if you just turn it on, like damn, why they shitting on Thunder Rosa like that?
Yeah, no, I agree.
In April.
It's bad because again, like the whole thing is like Saraya just came into the company. It's like everyone hates Saraya now, but I'm like I hated her when she showed up. So it's like
this guy.
But Keeks, who's a person you like to see Jay White face that he hasn't faced yet now that he's in AEW? Because there are a lot of interesting matchups besides like the ones we laid forward that once he was there last summer and setting up stuff or stuff from the past. Who would you like to see him face that he hasn't faced yet?
I want to see Jay White versus Penta.
I was about to say the same thing. I want to
see Jay White versus Chris Jericho. I want to see Jay White versus, I know Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
I want to see Jay White, Kip Sabian. I like Kip Sabian. I don't care.
I'm saying like everyone in AEW who I'm always like about is never bad. We've talked about this before. Like Ethan Page, I have no problem with Ethan Page. And again, it's not like I think he's terrible. It's like he's just good as he is. Like he's the perfect like 7.5 out of 10, just like Kip Sabian. I mean, like they have a look, a style, and they can do everything like good. Just like it's like same thing with Butcher and the Blade, and that's why they're all kind of like grouped together. Like I like them as they're like as they are, but like they only get a certain point. But I think Jay White and Penta will go hard. Him and Phoenix. There are so much options, and that's why I think he could have hung with
Jay White and Rouge, Jay White and Bandito, Jay White and
Danielson. I mean, that's the other ones. Like once we have
Danielson,
amateur,
my stuff.
Yeah, I mean him and John Moxley have history from G1 that year when John Moxley showed up in the G1. He lost to Jay White.
Amateurs.
Do we know what happened to Adam Page?
He like cut his face.
Yeah.
He took out a whole screwdriver to kind of like.
Yeah. Amateurs.
Yeah, he should have just brought out a knife, right? Like if you're just gonna cut my man's face, just get like a little knife.
Jesus, that's assault, brother.
Talking shit about everybody.
I'm sorry. It's not assault when you have a screwdriver and cut his face.
And that's always allowed in wrestling, though. They've always used screwdrivers. No one's used a knife in wrestling. He pulled it
out of his pocket, like
yeah. I thought he was gonna gouge his eye out. Like I thought, motherfucker would be holding this shit like this. I was on the ground looking like, what did he do? Because he fucked his head up. Pause. And then like he fucked his head up, and then
no, Cal. Earlier you said that once Jay White fucks Ricky Starks, and I looked at you and you kept
once
going.
He fucks Ricky Starks. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. But because Danielson was talking on the mic and Mans was on the ground, they didn't have the camera on him at all, so I couldn't tell what exact. Like he did all this shit and pulled out a whole weapon, but it was hard to tell what exactly.
Anyway. Nobody came for Adam Page.
Yeah,
don't nobody care about.
But now that Jay White is all elite, the unfortunate part is there will be no Finn Balor Jay White match. There will be no AJ Styles Jay White match. A couple months ago, we had an episode about the Bullet Club leaders in particular. It's not a gang, it's a club. We talked about how at the time WWE had 2 of the 4, and it looked like Jay White was potentially going to go to AEW at some point because the talks of his contract being up were spreading as New Japan and as Wrestle Kingdom was about to happen. But again, they got AEW now has 2 of the 4 as well. They have Kenny Omega and Jay White. And the irony that today of all days, David Finlay, who is not even like the 3rd string quarterback, he's the practice squad quarterback talking shit of like, man, when I get my shot at the top, ain't no one gonna stop me. Like once I'm running the team, it's like
no, he said you can't be claiming Bullet Club if you're not in the company no more.
He just got into Bullet Club. Brother. He just got into Bullet Club because Jay White said, I'm on to bigger and better things here. Like, and now there's that conversation. This might be a conversation I might have at a later date, but like, does Bullet Club even matter? Should it even exist? But like Jay White,
it's dead now.
Jay White did his best to keep it alive, especially after COVID was going on.
Who's currently Bullet Club?
David Finlay is the new leader.
As of right now, that's what it looks like. But they just kicked out Al Fantasma, which is stupid because he would be a good leader. But Cal, don't forget, we talked about this last year on the inaugural episode of White Noise, that Chris Bay was kind of being primed.
He's still there, and his homie, right?
Ace Austin.
Yeah, Ace Austin.
But Jay White also was giving Chris Bay that stamp of approval by introducing him. Bringing him into the Bullet Club and all that. He would be a good leader just on the merits of like his ring ability and his skills on the mic and his swagger. David Finlay doesn't have none of that. David Finlay has stupid tattoos, stupid gear.
Is so funny right now. Everybody's
I don't even know who the hell he is.
He's the son of Finlay.
No, I get that. Like I never seen.
That's it. No, that's his gimmick because he carries a shillelagh around and that's it. Like
and he has Jay White old hairstyle when he had.
I'm about to say
actually Kenny Omega old hairstyle. He
looked like Jay White. He looked like Jay White and AJ Styles. Matter of fact, it's an image.
Don't you do that to either of those men because like that they no. Someone said earlier. Like,
all right.
But like David Finlay showed up like. This is after like USC had like Carson Palmer, Matt Leinart, all these guys at quarterback, Mark Sanchez, and then they got like fucking Matt Barkley. Like this would be like after all those guys left USC and they had like bums at quarterback. This is what David Finlay's doing. Like this was a QB factory.
David Finlay looked like Jay White without tattoos or with tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
A tall ass Jay White.
This is bad. David Finlay.
Yeah.
Bullet Club is dead.
They said get.
They said 2023.
They said throw another white guy in there. Like look at this.
Well, you have that's the fact. That's the whole point of the faction.
That's the same damn person.
No, it's the you versus her crush. That's what it is.
Yeah. No, actually, that's facts. That's fact. But this
is what you normally look like, and then her crush is the guy who's more ripped, has a better beard.
No, but wait,
jacket.
This is literally Jay White and AJ Styles had a child.
Don't do that.
Look at his hair. Look at it. Look at him.
Hairstyle.
Yeah. Like if you didn't know that Jay White didn't have tattoos, you may think that was Jay White.
Damn, Cal. Damn.
My fault.
With tattoos and back fat.
Bad tattoos as well. Horrible tattoos.
He's all elite.
Yeah.
What is that?
Thankfully, I don't have to see Jay White.
You should have stayed your ass in AEW, Cody.
Well,
you should have just.
Well, let's kind of talk about that. That is kind of a segue because thankfully Jay White knew better. I'm not saying it's over for Cody because it's too far to say it's over for him.
It's over.
It is in terms of what he thought was going to happen.
It's over, Cody.
He's gonna have to wait and take his time. But Cody Rhodes lost, and the only reason I want to talk about Cody Rhodes losing, not because I'm a Cody Rhodes hater, but they had the audacity on Sunday and Monday night to compare his loss to John Cena's loss and beatdown after WrestleMania 28. First of all, John Cena was a main eventer for 7 years when that picture of him sitting on the ramp after that L from The Rock happened at WrestleMania 28. He had main evented 3 WrestleManias prior to that one. This is Cody Rhodes' first main event, and they're acting like this is the biggest tragedy. No, he's not that guy. He just showed up 4 months ago. You know where he was before that? In another company. It says, Cal, did you ever watch Righteous Gemstones?
Yes, I watched the first season.
Kiki, you've ever seen Righteous Gemstones?
No.
There's that part in like the second to last episode, I think, when she tells like Uncle Billy like to leave, and he goes like, "That's why I'm walking all sad." Like that was Cody Rhodes on Monday night. Like she's like, "Why are you walking so slow?" He's like, "Because I'm walking all fucking sad, so you feel bad for me." Like that's Cody Rhodes after he got beat down. By Brock Lesnar.
Laughing at the WWE fans' reactions to that because they was just like, one person said, "AEW fans, was he always like this?" And we was like, "Yes, that's what we dealt with. That shit right there, dramatic."
Look at
being fucking dramatic for no reason.
But at least they have the honesty to ask because they didn't watch AEW. They were at least honest in terms of like, that's not for me. So when they come over and fucking cheer him like idiots, not knowing this is a fucking
the same shit.
Yeah, not knowing what his fucking playbook is, which is I lose a big match, I fire up the crowd, I win a meaningless match. I fire up the crowd. I have another big match. I lose that one, but then I fire up the crowd. I mention my daddy, even though someone said, I don't. Why does everyone bring on my dad whenever I show up?
He did say that, but you're saying that this and this is not the same?
It's not the same, Khal. It's not. Because John Cena spent a year shit talking The Rock. He buried that man on the mic and said he writes promos on his arms and that he can't hang anymore. And Cody Rhodes just lost a match that he only got 4 months ago.
True.
It ain't the same. John Cena lost that match after a year in the making.
No, you right.
John Cena said, what are you going to do? When The Rock went face to face with him after he exposed him, he said, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like,
no, you're right. You're 100% right. I'm with you on that.
And then the next night he got beat up by Brock Lesnar, just like Cody Rhodes did. And then what happened? John Cena won his match against Brock Lesnar because he's like, I still go over, pal. Like, that's how it works around here. I got that pull. Cody Rhodes.
Oh, damn. Cody gonna beat Brock then.
No, he won't. He ain't got that pull.
You don't think Cody's gonna beat Brock?
Nah.
Brock?
He might.
He won't. Watch.
Who's he gonna what? Who's he?
Because don't forget, John
Cena. They
Cena
already announced that Roman ain't doing Puerto Rico.
Yeah, but Cody Rhodes ain't beating Brock Lesnar. But
so the main event of that's gonna be what? Usos, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn too.
It'll be
or
Cody
Bad Bunny and Rey Mysterio.
It'll be Cody Brock.
Nah, it's gonna be Bad Bunny, Rey Mysterio versus Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio. Yeah.
Which isn't a bad main event either. That's a good
that may need to be the main event.
Dominic getting more shine than Cody right now. That's crazy.
Let me tell you.
Well, I mean, Cody Rhodes is a heel in my eyes, but
Dominic Mysterio is, again, I don't know how much Dominic Mysterio
he's the real. There's more than one.
Like I said, I don't know how much he studied Lucha or studied WWE, but I think he has enough sensibility of the history of the family aspect of Lucha and what he, especially where he fits in all of that. But I mean, he was already the fucking prize of a ladder match when he was a little blonde haired little Eminem ass kid back in the day. Like he understands how to be a character, I think, more than a lot. Like he's 25, 26. His brain for slipping in and out of character and being able to, on a dime, be that one prick who's like, nah, I was wrong. Y'all messed up my bullshit. Like he's just really good at that. So if they can make a story,
he's the rich kid's son who becomes a rebel in the the teenage TV show.
In off-white sneakers talking about it's not fair.
Yeah. Remember he had that promo like, all my friends got Mercedes for their birthday and you got me a BMW. And we say it wasn't even a 3 Series or whatever. And I'm just like, damn, that's
what he doing though is similar to the run Eddie Guerrero had the last year when he was still in Mexico before he got in America. He went on this run because he has his passport, his visa, and stuff like that. I am the better Mexican than all of y'all because y'all still stuck here and I'm about to go here.
Oh, he said, I can travel to America.
Yeah, that's the type of run. That was his last run that he had. That's when FTR was out there for AAA and with that lady. And they had on the American thing. It was the last run Eddie Guerrero did when he was out there. Like, I'm better than all y'all.
The flag year,
yeah. I'm an American now. I got my citizenship, and I'm better than all y'all.
Is that what Chavo was trying to do when he was the golf caddy?
No, that was just great whiteface.
That was just whiteface. Kerwin.
Yeah. Well, he was trying to do that too.
That was a great use of whiteface, though. That and Atlanta, that episode of Atlanta are great uses of whiteface, and the Eddie Murphy SNL skit. Those are great uses of whiteface.
Are you? No, you're right.
I can't think of any other. What are top 5 white faces?
I was gonna.
Chicks.
I was really about to.
I
was gonna sidebar with something else. Keep going about with the white face because it was not gonna be nice, and I don't know if the world's ready for some of these conversations that be going on in pro wrestling. But keep it going, Drip.
Because that was the second ever episode of White Noise was my rant on Cody Rhodes because Mimi was on and I had to give her the whole spiel of like, she's like, why do you hate this man?
Why do you hate Cody? It's your fault. You're the reason why she hate Cody.
Why do I hate this man? Why? Because this man, he left his boots in the ring after Malachi Black kicked his ass. He had to go through a flaming table to make people cheer for him, and they only cheered because it was a high spot, not because he did it.
That was a bad spot too. It was a bad spot.
I forget what movie or show it is when someone's like, they cheer for anything. They're idiots. I'll say, like, I'll say this, and they cheer, and he says something, and they cheer. Like, they're sheep. They'll cheer anything. That's anyone with a flaming table. Like, I could do a flaming table, and they would cheer. But I'm not a fucking idiot like Cody Rhodes is to fucking burn my back for the love of the crowd. Oh,
good job, Drew.
I mean, good. I mean, he got again.
And AEW fans still didn't care.
Justice was served that day. Again, Roman Reigns was like, "You don't have a chance in hell, man. Like, you don't know you thought you could come to this side." Mm-mm.
Roman's too good. Roman's too great.
I've been saying it for you. I've been saying it since he got over there. The man is gonna get his lick back. Everybody was like, no, this is business. This is about money.
No, and it is business because they sold out.
But he's plotting.
It is business when you're selling out SoFi and you're selling merch, but that doesn't mean you got to get the wins. You can make money and still lose.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, we saw WrestleMania 18.
Every WrestleMania
NWO,
from 18 to 26 when he was at his prime.
Hulk Hogan wasn't getting that win, and Scott Hall wasn't either.
But
they didn't need him.
Thumbs down. Yeah, y'all can beat up our top stars all day long, but when it comes to WrestleMania, y'all losing.
But again, anybody who thought that Cody was going to win, literally, I was temperature checks all weekend. We was doing driving to SoFi Sunday. Who's winning? The Suburban was split 3-3. I said, why do you think what's the story after Cody Rhodes? And they're like,
my daddy didn't do it, but I did. Daddy.
There's nothing there for Cody. If he were to win the title at Mania after, like Drip said, 3 months, like that.
No, what I said when I made the predictions of like the reason I picked Drew to win, because I'm like, if Cody's supposed to win, even though I picked Roman, I'm like, if Cody's supposed to win, then he has to face Gunther as a challenger. Yeah. Because there was also that report, even though I think it might have happened earlier in the day, but like of Drew McIntyre being on the outs with his contract.
There's been a lot of talk about him, yeah.
Well, then they give him the IC title to be like, here, we're sorry for misusing you the last year and a half. Here's something for you to do. And then Gunther's now a big star to be a challenger for the title. And they had the story of them being the final two in the Rumble. And obviously he has Triple H's stamp of approval to be a top guy for the rest of this year and for next year, probably.
Gunther?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gunther. He got to hit Europe as the IC champion.
Him and Austin Theory.
Speaking of Austin Theory.
Hold up.
That's y'all feelers.
So my GOAT returned and he came back in some Air Force Ones.
What the fuck is he doing wrestling in them Air Force? When he started running the ramp in Air Force Ones, I know his shit was hurt. He ain't got no socks on.
In the Echo jeans.
Cal, I love this man. He was hurt when he stepped into the stadium.
Yeah, it was looking a little rough. I'm not, no disrespect.
You know, he did an okay job.
It was a John Cena match, but
it was like a John Cena match in 2023, which is
100%.
What I expected it to be. Yeah,
it looked exactly like what it was, a John Cena match.
I wasn't in. It was terrible.
Yeah,
it was a horrible opener.
It was
like a Chris Jericho match in 2023 as well.
Yeah. Absolutely not. Don't you dare! Don't you dare compare that to
the moves ain't
because that is a lie.
They can do the moves
because Jericho can hang with the best of them. Don't do him.
I mean, you see Jericho's out of shape. John Cena's not tan anymore.
Jericho tan in some spots.
Jericho can still give you a good 30 minutes.
Can he?
He can still give you a good
12.
He can. He can.
Yes, he can.
As Jericho or as because they said Lionheart.
Jericho Danielson match last pay-per-view. Don't do him.
They said
that was 3 pay-per-views ago.
They said Lionheart though, and I said where? It was Lionheart for about 2-3 minutes, and then it was just Jericho.
It was Lionheart all through that match, Cal.
No.
It was Lionheart. It was Lionheart on the what they call this shit, the Chiron or whatever the fucking shit that was on there, and he had the pants on. That's about it.
But now I got to see
It was
John
a great
Cena have a match this year. It was great to see him back, even though I hate seeing him at this stage in his career because it's not even a career anymore. He's strictly Hollywood, which is working for him.
That's karma how he did them Bella girl.
How about that? Karma.
No, her karma is marrying a dancer. That's her karma.
Karma for the shit he was talking about The Rock.
Imagine, missing out on a man who's in a DC franchise and is in the Fast and Furious franchise.
That's
and you're
what
married,
she wanted.
and you're married to it. And you married to a dancer.
It's not about that, Drip. It's about who makes you happy. And the dancer dude makes her happy.
No, he don't.
Walks his way in her heart.
Because every time they ask her, she's like, "Oh, I wish I would." That's why she got married in the dress meant for him, right? That ain't being happy with the person you're with. If you reuse a dress,
because she was supposed to wear it. And you don't spend a lot of money on the dress, you don't wear it.
Wait, you
got money like this?
Wait, it's funny you talking about money with the Bellas. How many seasons they had in them shows? Because they were total divas and they had total Bellas. But wait, you're saying
buy
that
a new dress?
Because I've not watched. You're saying that the dress that she bought to marry John Cena in is what she married Homeboy in?
Yes, but it's not about that, Khal. It's not about that.
That's a shoot?
She wanted to wear it.
It wasn't a kayfabe wedding. It was shoot?
Yeah.
No.
That's love. That's love.
Why are you so obsessed
Keeks.
with me? That's John Cena.
First of all, no, she, as a woman, if you picked out a nice dress, like the dress that she had, and I didn't have the opportunity to wear it, I would do the same thing. I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to wear it for my next. Now, I know I was married before. I don't have that dress no more, so I'm not wearing that shit.
I'm glad you said that. Wait, Keeks, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Drip. You start dating a man, all right? There's some dude out there, you start dating him, right? Y'all getting along good enough to where y'all like, bet.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move in together. I'm not saying he's got like babies, but he has a pass. In the new spot that y'all moving into, are you going to have him move his bed into the house? Or were you getting a new bed?
No, I'm keeping. If he's moving with me, I'm keeping my stuff.
You wouldn't take his bed? Why?
Because my bed is better.
What makes it better? It's a bed. You just sleep on it.
No, a bed. Y'all don't understand. Y'all.
No, I'm trying. Help me understand.
She's saying because her bed's already made for her. Like she knows how to sleep in it already. Like,
and you don't want to. Yeah. But would it be fair to say
Khal, I know women. See, like
no. Trust me. Drip. I've been on this earth for a minute. I'm trying. Let me get to my point. Would it be fair to say that you wouldn't want to be sleeping in a bed where, for lack of a better term, this man had his conquest in?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't want to be. Yeah.
I say that my assumption.
If that up for you, what would you say?
Please, she's keeping her bed. She keeping her bed. And if he wants to be in that house, he better take that bed. This is what I'm trying to tell you, Trip.
Where they set the mattress on fire. That's the shit.
That's probably what they would want to do. We're gonna take my bed and we're gonna put your bed out back and we're gonna have a bonfire with it. But what I'm saying is I would assume that would have been the same conversation for the wedding dress. I'm kind of surprised that the wedding dress would be because
because I look at the show. Drip probably has some truth to what he's saying, but she's happier. But she do be talking to him any type of way. Like,
I mean, he ain't got John Cena money.
Yeah, so she kind of just
put the breadwinner. So put the image back up.
Of this.
This is the Peacemaker. This man is in Fast X. That movie is gonna make
Khal. I'm gonna put it like this. She told him, she said, I never got a chance to wear this dress. I really wanted to wear this dress, and I'm going to wear this dress. And he just said, okay. I mean, what can you do if she paying for the wedding?
Of course he said, okay. He knows he can't do better. He's a dancer.
He's definitely going to say, okay. The only thing he can say is okay at this point. But I understand it. I'm kind of, when in what I don't watch none of this shit. I was watching Total Divas. I seen how deep she was with him.
Yeah.
Hearing that she kept,
he didn't want to do right.
She didn't get rid of the dress.
He didn't.
I'm surprised she still had the dress to even get married in it.
Yeah, she still had. She kept it. She said when that happened, she said she wasn't getting rid of the dress. Her sister told her to get rid of it.
Because she's smart. Even though she can't wrestle, she's smart.
Even though she
get a whole different dress, and she was just like, "No, I'm gonna keep this, even though it doesn't remind me of John. I'm over John, but it's just."
She was waiting by the phone. Hello.
I'm gonna say this. Fun fact. I was already a Liv Morgan fan, but it was that night when Brie Bella gave her a concussion or whatever.
I listened to that episode when you're like, Jersey.
It was, you had to stand up for Jersey and she took that shit. And guess what? When 3 weeks later when she came back, it was a different woman. Shouts out to Liv Morgan.
But Johnson, he came out. He had the Make-A-Wish kids, which was beautiful to see.
Yeah, he did.
That was awesome. Again, his history of being the front man for Make-A-Wish. And the next night, Bianca Belair continuing the tradition of being Jane Cena, correct, Cal?
Cena.
She brought out the Divas of Compton. That was beautiful to see. Him basically handing the torch to her, basically, from Saturday to Sunday.
Hey, she did that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, and he came out with that G.I. Joe inspired shirt, and on the back it had the different versions of him throughout his career. Him as the prototype, him as the Dr.
You bought
Economics. One? I almost thought about it because it has him in the suit, which is like him on the Today Show. I'm like, that's brilliant. This man is a genius. It's like, again, John Cena. If that was his last match, I wouldn't be mad because I don't think he can dedicate himself to have a better match than that in terms of like what he was.
He's loyal to Vince, so Vince tell him, "I want you here." He coming.
Yeah, but I mean, he can't have a match like when he came back in 2021. That was smart. He did the live events and prep for SummerSlam, and him and Roman had a decent match. But he can't do anything like that now because the schedule's too busy. He's got Ricky Stenicki, as we talked about a few weeks ago. He's shooting that. He's shooting this movie with Simu Liu. This movie, Heads of State, with Idris Elba and Priyanka Chopra Jonas. He's got a lot on his plate. Peacemaker season 2 has been pushed all the way back, I think, till after Superman Legacy because James Gunn's going to be busy with that, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That's 2024.
Yeah.
I know 2025. No, 2025.
I was going to say even 2020. Wow.
But he is, however, in the new Barbie movie. Oh God! Which GosWatch update, Cal?
GosWatch, yeah.
Yay! I can't wait to see it with me and my friends.
I really haven't watched the trailer for this. I don't.
You haven't, Cal?
Why would I watch?
Oh my God, Cal! It's brilliant.
So awesome.
I don't get it. So it's just like it's just like fun. Like, hey, we're all Barbies and Kens living in a world. Like
it's basically like how us girls, how we did imaginary stuff with our Barbies, and that's basically that. Oh, I'm so
So
this is.
I had all
what we talked about
my Barbies
a few weeks. Every time we've talked about the Barbie movie, which has been every time we've done GosWatch. It is exactly what like we figured out. Like there is a Barbie world or Barbie land. Right. And like when they're in the car, they're on their way to the real world. So it's gonna be like the mixture, like Barbies can exist
in
and then
both
maybe
worlds.
Maybe they're gonna find out they can exist in like outside of Barbie land, which is why like every time they show them outside of Barbie land, that's when they're in their cowgirl outfits together, or when they're like roller skating in those matching outfits.
I'm always
but there's gonna be like there's some heat between Ryan Gosling's Ken and Simu Liu's Ken. That's brilliant.
Yes.
This cat
is that racism?
No, it's amazing that they're all Kens, that they're all Barbies. Like Issa Rae is President Barbie. Alexandra Shipp is a Barbie.
It's just like how I used to play with my dolls.
It looks hilarious.
I am so excited.
I guess I'm gonna have to watch
I had my kids fighting. Over Barbie. I done had Barbies fighting each other over which kid.
You see,
the Barbies going to the club.
That TMZ video was your Barbies all these years later.
Yes, I'm excited.
Pay the $1 to see the TMZ video.
I told Mama Keeks, I said, Mama, they got the Freaknik documentary coming out.
Oh, they do.
She said, oh shit, let me
make sure I'm not in no videotapes. And let me check my email. No releases.
Is this something you want to tell us? She was just like, the only thing that happened was I did get arrested, but that's it. I did
get arrested. Why she get arrested? Never mind.
Some my daddy did. Some
But they announced when this trailer dropped that John Cena is in the Barbie movie. They didn't show him in the trailer though, is the thing. But
yeah,
Scott Evans, who's Chris Evans' brother, Connor Swindell's Will Ferrell. Helen Mirren's going to be the narrator. Because
dude from Hairspray is Ken. I don't like him as Ken.
You don't. Hey! What you talk about Ryan Gosling? There are 4 pillars of this show: Jay White, Ryan Gosling, George Kittle, who we'll get to in a minute.
Oh my God!
And the 4th is still undecided.
Yeah, we ain't got the 4th yet. I was
trying
to figure out who the 4th.
How you will be seeing Barbie, because even though we won't be in the same state, I will make you go and do the same double feature that I'm going to do that day, which is Oppenheimer Barbie back to back.
You gonna pay for the?
You gonna dye your hair blonde so you can look like him?
Yeah, that's why I did it last year.
Okay, so you be Ken, I be Barbie.
I can't be Ken anymore. I have to be regular Ken.
Why?
Because I can't dye my hair blonde again. That's why it's short now.
Okay. Well. Okay. We'll figure it out. They make her walk like how the Barbies walk. Like their feet don't bend. Like when she gets out of her slippers, she walks like her heels in the air.
Like a ballerina.
Yeah. She made the slippers, Khal. I had all the Barbie slippers. I'm so excited.
I'm gonna say this. The thing is, I hope it's good because
it looks good.
I've not seen the Super Mario Brothers movie yet, but
which is funny.
But he got kids. But that's the thing.
I know.
Like if you're a gamer,
he's like, either way, like I'm seeing that bitch. Like he would have been like.
All I hear is that the movie's really good. It gets all the Mario from all the different eras, but like you don't hear nothing about the story. You only hear about like it's just kind of like, all right, now Mario's going to be at which is cool. Do your thing, Nintendo. I don't care. I'm gonna go see it at some point, but I hope it's more than Keeks popping for slippers and
no, I think the way
they walk and shit.
No, I think the first half will be like what you said, like women and men who had like Barbies and Kens, like it made them all interact together, like at beach parties or dance off. Right. It's probably gonna be some like weird 50s, 60s like throwback, like how they made the movies back in the day where they're singing and dancing, because like they tease like a dance number between Simu Liu and Ken and Ryan Gosling's Ken. But they show like, I wonder how they made this, because it all looks blue screen, green screen. I wonder if they did like how they shoot the Mandalorian with like it's all like, because it looks, and that's what makes it look good. It doesn't look corny in that way, like how the MCU CGI has looked bad lately because it's creating this fake world. Flah. Well, I mean, come on, be honest. How when we saw Quantumania, we were kind of like,
don't make fun of Quantumania. I loved it.
I liked it okay, but again, there were some parts where I'm like, this doesn't look the best. But the whole point of this Barbie Land, it's supposed to kind of look toyish and cartoony and not real. So I think that the way their CGI and sets are built, again, like this looks like what a Barbie movie should look like.
You want the CGI to look like the best movie in the world?
No,
like
I'm saying it looks amazing for what it's trying to capture, which is like
it's supposed to look like your play set come to life.
Yeah, like the WWE play set we saw at the convention center. Like,
the one with George Animal Steel. He was ripping the turnbuckles, cotton out. He had the shit in his mouth, and it was coming. That shit was dope. The other shit with like the construction trucks, that shit didn't make no sense to me.
But again, that Barbie is coming out the same day as Oppenheimer. That will be another solo double feature by myself. I probably might see Barbie first just to be like.
I think you need to see Barbie first. I would hope that Barbie first is only like 90 minutes long.
Because go see 3 hours of Oppenheimer and be like,
right? Because Oppenheimer is going to be a chore. You may need drugs in between.
Hey, who says I don't use them now?
At least like Jesus Christ. At least like the smelling salts. You ever see? You can buy them now. Where it's basically just like cat piss in a pill, and you break it. Yeah, I'm good. I'm awake. It's like remember that Texas video? Like that lady got rock bottom.
Yeah.
You give her some of that.
How they woke her ass up.
She wake up swinging. Anyway, what else we got, Trip? What else is going on?
No, so again, Keeks, you haven't. So you're talking bad on Ryan Gosling. Have you not seen the? No,
he's a nice guy. I just don't think that he should have been Ken. I think
you're wrong about that.
The actor from Hairspray, the guy that was singing, is
Zac Efron.
Yes, he will make a perfect Ken. He looks just like him. He's a nice looking guy.
No, Zac Efron would be a good choice for Zac Efron. Or are you talking about James Marsden? There's two.
Yes, the guy, the one that's on X-Men.
James Marsden.
Yeah, he should be Ken.
The blackest shit that Keeks has ever done is reference James Marsden by saying the guy from Hairspray. Like, because she's correct, but that's the last place I would reference.
Well, listen, like James Marsden.
I love it.
Movie. I love Hairspray.
Hairspray is a good film.
James Marsden, like Timothy Olyphant. There have been guys in Hollywood that have had the look and have just been fucked over by bad choices or bad agents, because James Marsden should have been a bigger star based off, again, handsome guy, funny, charismatic.
I think a lot of, it may be agents. I think a lot of that is Hollywood though. Like Hollywood, they weren't casting those because they're a little smaller too, and Timothy is like a little slimmer. Like at a certain point, it wasn't their era. It was the fucking Matt Damon's and Ben Affleck type.
Well, no, like James Marsden gets to then be on Westworld, and it's like he's the scrub on Westworld is the thing. Like he's the guy who gets killed because he's the android. Like
I was just starting to like his character too.
I love Westworld.
God, I hate
wait, y'all still watch Westworld?
I do.
Fuck no.
I do.
When did you tap out, Drip?
The next season that's coming out is the final one.
No,
do I need to go back?
No, they canceled it. The one that just happened is the final season because the HBO canceled it.
Oh, they canceled it altogether?
Yeah,
like last year they did. Yeah.
You know, well, Keeks, how many times you got to see them go back to the beginning of the show?
That's why I hated it.
At a certain point, the piano's going to play. You're going to be back in the Westworld. Yeah,
the Roman Reigns pianos are going to.
I needed to know like who was behind it all.
Shit,
the robots.
The white man.
No, it was Anthony Hopkins. That was the whole point of season
it
one.
It was a white man that made some robots, and it all went crazy, and the robots tried
But they kept finding shit, and I'm like,
you know what they found?
Bottom of it, people.
But guess what Keeks, honestly, what was they finding?
Cancellation is what they found.
More white people. It was always another white person that was out there doing some more fuck shit.
Hey, they had Tessa Thompson and Jeffrey Wright.
Tessa Thompson was a robot, wasn't she?
Yeah,
everyone's a robot.
But I'm saying Tessa Thompson was legit a robot though. Like she came on the show, and then the next episode, or was like the next season. She's been a robot the whole time. That was the problem with the show for me.
Yeah, their whole thing every time was like.
It was like I'm like. It's like watching NWO.
It's like your interpretation on what's real and what's not.
Well, no, I hate shit like that.
It was in the middle of season 3 when I guess I'm spoiling Westworld when
Kid Cudi.
I don't know what I didn't finish season 3. I did not finish season 3, but there was a point in season 3 where somebody said, "Oh, here's how everybody dies. If you want to know how you die, here you go." Like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Like, I understand entertainment, but like, I'm not
at that point. They
was trying to be too deep and losing focus.
It was way too deep, and it lost me.
Because it's Chris Nolan's little brother, and he's like, I gotta show I'm better than him, and it's like you ain't. You're actually a younger brother that isn't better than the older brother. Like lately, we've had like the LaMelo Balls. Some other like younger brothers who have been better than the older one, but like Jonathan Nolan, you are not better than Chris Nolan.
He was getting to the point where he was getting, and then he just lost it.
He was never like, this man made The Dark Knight, The Prestige. His brother made Westworld. Like he can never top what he did.
He did write the story that became Memento though.
Yeah, Again, who directed the movie, Cal?
No, of course. It was a short story. Well, what had happened was Jonathan Nolan wrote the story Memento Mori, and then Christopher Nolan said, "Hey, that's a cool story. Let me write that into a movie."
Jonathan Nolan in his American accent was like, I got a story, Chris. And Chris Nolan's like, "All right, bruv, why don't you tell me about it?"
Yeah, shouts out to British people that be having great American accents.
But no,
anyway.
I forget what I was saying.
Speaking of British and American accents,
that is a good Damson Idris. Franklin Tatum himself has joined Brad Pitt's F1 movie at Apple, which is going to be directed by Joseph Kosinski, who did Top Gun Maverick. That movie is going to be amazing. Like, I'm not as into F1 like most people have been the last couple years because
it better be an ill story, especially for Is Damson going to have to play American in this film?
I hope not, based off he can only do South LA accents if you watch Snowfall and Swarm.
Wait, Keeks, you watch Swarm?
I just want to say it is not about us beehives. We don't act like that. It's about the barbs. Barbs do that shit. Not us.
Right, wait. Let me ask you one question. Outside of that, how did you feel about seeing? Because I know you're into horror and you're into, like that type of stuff. How did you feel about seeing a story that was a serial killer that was based in that world? Like, I don't want to ask if you felt seen, but was it interesting to see where a serial killer was a black woman and there was all this stuff baked in there as opposed to seeing Jeffrey Dahmer, whatever the fuck you normally see?
Yeah, because this is something we always wanted. So I liked it. It was dope. I wish it would have been a different type of story, but I can accept this too because we tired of the trauma shit. So this was pretty fun. This was different. So I accepted this one. But we don't act like that the Barbs do, not the Beehives. We classy.
They should have. Well, I guess it was too easy because there's so many random, like, again, Beyonce and her sister beat up her husband in the elevator, and there was video. Like,
I mean,
he
shouldn't have been doing what he did.
No, but see, that's the thing. It's like, again, I'm not saying you're trying to.
We never gonna beat them allegations. I'm sorry.
Keeks, I'm not saying you're gonna be out here like who your favorite artist or whatever, but like
who? No, Cal. She said, "Who is your favorite art?" She would like drag it out, and then every time,
I probably do that behind Jericho. Who?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
That's how you're gonna end your show every week. Who is your favorite wrestler?
Who is your favorite wrestler?
And then when the guy get Twitter, like,
were they ever the first undisputed champion?
Like I love this one, but no, Damson Idris was limited in that show of his accent choice. I do think he will be playing a British man because it's set in the world of F1, which is diverse with people from Spain.
Yeah, it's literally
England,
all over.
From Japan, so it makes it. And Brad Pitt being the lead, he is the old vet coming back to teach the youngster. The youngster is going to be played by Damson Idris. It seems like he won this role, which they said took place over like several auditions with other actors. They didn't name the other actors like they did for Top Gun Maverick in terms of Miles Teller beating out Glenn Powell, who then later on they created a role for, and that's why Glenn Powell became Hangman in the film because he was so good that they wanted to put him in the movie.
Word.
So I'm curious to know that who Damson Idris beat out to have this role of the young, cocky, hotshot racer that he'll be playing, because Brad Pitt will be playing the old hand set to mentor him in the world of F1. And Joseph Kosinski said, I think what made probably why he cast him was through how he handled the driving and all that, because he wants to put them in the car like how he put the actors in Top Gun Maverick in the fucking planes. I am a little disappointed. I wish Tom Cruise would have been the co-star of this movie, like they had kind of hinted at before.
We'll see. As long as Damson is safe, I don't.
Tom Cruise won't because his schedule's too busy, but it would have been amazing for a number of reasons. Because
busy doing what?
Jumping out of planes and jumping off of ledges with fucking motorcycles and shit.
And he has 3 other movies. He has a SpaceX movie lined up. He has.
Keeks said he's just converting Scientologists. That's crazy.
I can't believe. See, now you are. That man saved Hollywood last year with a $1 billion movie.
Wait, Drip, are you a Scientologist?
Fuck no.
Don't say
I'm
it like
that.
Hey, they know where we live.
One of the most interesting times in my life has been in New York, realizing that I was walking by the Scientology built like their headquarters in New York, because it's there. It's not too far from Midtown either.
Too. I saw it in Chicago too. I was like, "Oh, mama, let's get the fuck up out of here."
You start seeing cameras. Once you see the name, you're like, "Oh."
Start walking faster.
Because I ain't mess with y'all, and I don't want y'all to mess with me.
Not interested. No.
Shouts out to Tom Cruise. Jump off more ledges, buddy. You got it.
Well, I just mean it would have made sense because Tom Cruise just worked with Kosinski on Top Gun Maverick, and this movie is being produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, and this would be Tom Cruise coming back to racing. He famously did Days of Thunder back in the day, and that was kind of a sister sequel to Top Gun. I wonder if he wanted to get in that lane, but I also thought it would have been cool for Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise to be in the same movie, because there was that story, again, I still know how true it was, that Tom Cruise was who Tarantino had in mind for the role of Cliff Booth in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He did want him to play the stuntman.
I did hear that, yeah.
Which would have made
more sense.
Not as much sense given Leo's height and Tom Cruise's height.
It would have been funny. It would have been funny, little Tom Cruise beating Bruce Lee ass low key. It would have been funny.
That's why I'm like, everything in the movie would make sense except Tom Cruise.
None of it would have made sense.
Except Tom Cruise is my height, but I'm like, Brad Pitt does make sense to like double Leo DiCaprio. At least it's not like Brad Pitt had to double Tom Cruise or Tom Cruise had to double Brad Pitt.
No,
Brad
right,
Pitt played Rick
yeah.
Dalton.
Jesus.
But I would want to see. But damn, and this movie's gonna be an Apple movie. And lately, Apple I think has tried to work out a thing where their movies will play in theaters and then be on Apple TV. Service.
Yeah. They get a little movie shot. But I mean, same thing Amazon's doing. Amazon's Air is low key. Like, if you're not watching Super Mario Brothers, you're watching Air. But
shout out to Benito Affleck, the Hispanic savior of cinema.
That was his son, huh?
Basically. Hey, watch when you Khal, you've never watched Ben Affleck speak Spanish in these clips?
Picante.
He speaks Spanish in Air.
No, in these interviews for press.
No, I'm not seeing it. I think I've seen it in the past, but is that what he's with J-Lo? I'm not saying that's why he's with J-Lo, but he is with J-Lo. So
that is why he's with her. He had a type. Like, I can't remember if it's his mom or his dad.
True love wins again.
No, because one of his parents is Hispanic. I can't remember if it's his mom or dad, though.
True love wins again. He's smiling all the time now.
Because his name is like Benjamin Affleck Garza or something.
Oh, it's kind of like Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen in it.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah.
But it's not like Mark Paul Gosselaar, who was Zach Morris, but his mom was like a whole Filipino woman.
Yeah.
Vietnamese?
Like that, yeah.
You see the pictures, like, oh, wow, yeah, you definitely, you're not just a straight up white boy. But you wouldn't have known it because he was...
they show 6'4" Bostonian Ben Affleck on Telemundo, be like, Michael Jordan, and he's speaking. It's just like,
hey, I gotta check. I'm not gonna play it because this.
But yeah, they got the house that's all him and J-Lo speaking Spanish, and then
I will say this: if he's going to do Spanish press, he's probably speaking Spanish with J-Lo throughout the day just to be fluent.
Watch him be more fluent than her.
What's deep is Keeks got whole Mexican in her. She said Encanto.
But that's like I've still thought about. I've still been thinking about John. I've still been thinking about John Wick Chapter 4 and Bill Skarsgård's amazing French accent when John Wick, you will have your freedom. If you cannot make it to sunrise, I want a Marquis de Gramont. Like Bill Skarsgård was fucking amazing in that movie, just being like, I can kill you now, or I can kill you tomorrow. And then at the end, it was like the coup de grace. He's just like Bill Skarsgård, a Swedish man being like,
a Swedish man.
Oh, oui.
Is that going to be in the theaters in like a couple of weeks? Because I'm like,
you mean on VOD? Oh, it's probably gonna have a big theatrical one because it's besides this Mario movie, like it's the movie of
too much shit coming out. I want to go see that in theaters, but I'm not gonna have time. I wanted to see it in LA.
I'd say you have 2 or 3 more weeks because everything's waiting until you have the rest of this month. I'll say.
Well, because what's coming? Because
Guardians Volume 3, Fast X.
That Vin Diesel Impossible car movie.
You want to just kick her out of the show now? We can just
yeah. I'm sorry. I had to do it. I'm sorry, Keeks. I'm sorry. I had to do it. He made me do it.
But a movie that won't be coming out anytime soon, but I am now kind of excited for is Michael Mann's Heat 2 with one of my mini doppelganger. Khal, am I in this movie?
That's you. Just put a Scully on that motherfucker. Let me find the
picture. Do I look like Adam Driver?
No.
Adam, what was that movie he was just shooting?
He looks like Teddy from Snowfall. He just needs a beard.
That was Francis Ford Coppola's.
Oh, was it Babylon? Not Babylon.
No, not Megalopolis.
What was it? It wasn't Megalopolis?
Maybe it was Megalopolis, yeah.
There was a shot of him with that damn beanie. I got to see if I can find it. Damn,
he looks like Teddy from Snowfall.
Drip does? That's when he just needs a mustache.
Yeah, he just needs a whole beard.
It is
Megalopolis. Look like him now. But you do look like Teddy from Snowfall. But I told him that.
Hold up. Yeah, I got the image. Hold up. Let me download this.
You look like Teddy sometimes, and then sometimes you look like
This ain't Drip in the winter. Look at Drip right now. Put Drip, take the glasses off, put a beanie on this motherfucker. That's not Drip walking around.
That's how I dress at work, except no beanie.
It's all black. Look at the nose. No disrespect. Look at the
damn
nose.
Khal.
He ain't got no mustache, no beard. It's just old Drip.
No,
maybe if Drip was like in his 40s.
I was gonna say that's 40-year-old Drip.
No, that's tall Drip. Because what I forgot to say when John Cena put John Cena back on the screen, Kyle.
This one.
Bam said that to me. If I got the super soldier serum right now,
that's Captain America Drip. That's funny.
We said because I said this 2 years ago when I was on the show. I'm like, I look like John Cena if I had the super soldier serum, but that's when he was the fact that he's so white right now.
Yeah,
this really would be me if I just started getting on Dwayne Johnson's steroid cycle. Yeah,
that's Drip on creatine. Yeah, his legs is white as shit. His legs
Drip
white
looks like Teddy.
Let me get a picture of Teddy. Anyway,
but no, Michael Mann's Heat 2 because he wrote a book. For Heat 2, and he said his goal was to turn it into a movie. It was a prequel and a sequel at the same time. It was going to tell the story of Robert De Niro's character, who Adam Driver is going to be playing, which that makes sense that he looks enough like De Niro to play him.
Yeah.
You don't think so, Keeks?
No, because De Niro was fine when he was younger, and I don't really.
Adam Driver's not a bad looking guy.
No, he's not a bad looking guy, but he's not De Niro either.
Yeah.
No shade.
But he's almost as tall as De Niro too. That's what's most important.
Yeah, he's tall, like just as tall, but young.
And he's a good actor too. He's a good actor too, be able to capture De Niro's presence.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's you, Drip. You just need a mustache.
This is me and Drip right here. Brit. No,
that's Drip. Drip just need a mustache and a little bit of the beard part, but that's Drip. That's you.
Damn. That's something. Drip ain't got the forehead lines. Sorry, Drip. Heat 2. Coming soon. Is there a date?
Nah, okay. Michael Mann's like 80-something years old too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because this sounds cute, but at a certain point, like,
well, no, he's 80-something years old, and not being like Ridley Scott, who's just lining up movie after movie after movie to keep going. Michael Mann.
But again. Heat 2 is such an iconic movie for people. Heat 2, if you're gonna say it and you're going to add Adam Driver and you tell them this young story, like you got to do the shit.
Yeah,
and you got to top them motherfuckers.
The shit was trending, and people was like, "Holy shit!"
He's one of those ones. He's one of those ones. So
because it has a top 5 greatest scene of all time, which is De Niro, Pacino in the diner. Talking about barbecues and ball games.
I thought you were talking about them with the guns after the robbery, just the shootout coming down the street.
In terms of an action set piece, yeah, but I mean just pure like acting showcase. Top 5 scenes them in the diner. Yeah.
Finally being in a scene in that movie.
But top 5 action set pieces, maybe because they cover a whole block and
then someone did it in real life.
They say
some GTA
Austin Butler might be playing Val Kilmer's character in the prequel part of it, which I'm not looking forward as someone who doesn't like Austin Butler. He was Elvis.
Oh God, Elvis.
Yeah.
That's not bad because he did real good in Elvis. Even though fuck Elvis, but he did real good.
Hollywood, I said it all last year, 2 years, I think, when I was doing the show with Banks. Like Austin Butler is a guy that Hollywood's been trying to get popping for years, and he's just not that guy. His only way to fame was to finally, like, again, like everyone else, do an impersonation of someone, and all he had to do was I'm all shook up. Like anyone can play Elvis. Fucking Kurt Russell played Elvis.
He did really good. Drip.
Anyone can play Elvis is amazing.
Yeah, just like anyone can sing like Eddie Vedder. Fucking Bradley Cooper did it in A Star Is Born. It ain't that hard.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
And they say Ana de Armas is supposed to be in this movie as well. So it'll be interesting to see. And
in Heat 2?
Yeah, in Heat 2. And she's, again, she's the star of Ballerina, the spinoff for John Wick Chapter 4. So I'm kind of excited for this. Again, Michael Mann, the reason it probably has no date too is like Michael Mann spent the last 10 years not just writing this, but playing the set pieces. Because apparently the whole point of the book is like, it's also like very cinematic in its writing. So it's like probably very detailed set pieces that he's going to try to bring to life from the book. But I think the cast of Driver, Butler, and De Armas is impressive. And Michael Mann, maybe he wants this to be his farewell because Heat was his big passion project because he made it. He made it at first as a TV pilot that failed, and then he revived it years later into the movie. So maybe his thing is to end on Heat 2.
No, that makes sense.
You ain't nothing but a hound.
And And the other movie news of the week was, Cal, did you watch the trailer? Either of you, Keeks, did you watch the trailer to Extraction 2?
No, I saw it. I was going to watch it today. I did see it on Facebook, but I scrolled.
Facebook?
Yes.
2?
Damn,
No,
you old.
Didn't see that.
My Facebook funny as hell. Follow me on Facebook, y'all. If y'all want to laugh the rest of the day, I just post whatever the fuck I want to post. Family members, you already know what it is. You knew what you was getting into when you added me on your page.
You knew. Extraction 2? What was Extraction? Which one was that?
That was the Chris Hemsworth film where he had
I'm good. The Netflix film, I'm good. I'm good.
No, Cal, you have to watch this trailer because this is a great trailer.
Maybe next episode we'll watch it for Off White.
I'll watch it.
I didn't realize it came out. We just talked about Extraction, didn't we?
Yeah, because we talked about the upcoming Netflix slate, and I was like, Cal, all these movies are dog shit. There ain't no gray man in here, Cal.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Netflix is losing recipes.
What's it say in the image, Cal?
Which one?
The image that has the one of all the movie news. Put that image back up.
That's why they gotta bring back that crazy man
from the directors of the Gray Man, because the Russo brothers are the producers and writer of the film. Joe Russo wrote the film by himself.
That's why
Sam Hargrave, who was the stunt man and stunt coordinator for most of the Russo brothers MCU films, is returning to direct this. And the action set piece in this trailer is just Chris Hemsworth fighting dudes in a prison. His arm catches fire, and then he still beats up the dudes with his arm on fire, as you see right there. Like, that's his hand on fire.
Oh, okay.
It's like they're trying to capture. What were you gonna say?
I was about to sing Alicia Keys.
Did you see the first Extraction, Keeks?
No, I probably did see it. I just didn't know. It's probably been a while.
It is kind of forgettable. It's only really memorable for its action. Its story is very basic. And it is
all in it.
It's really just a Chris Hemsworth vehicle. David Harbour from Stranger Things is in it. But yeah, it's really just Chris Hemsworth trying to rescue this kid and get him from one side of the country to the other. It has this great set piece, though, where it's a wonder for almost 20 minutes. And this prison fight looks like it's all a 1 or 2. And it's trying to be like the Raid 2, but in this snow prison instead of mud prison in Indonesia.
Well, I'm excited for Spider-Man and Blue Beetle.
I was gonna get to the other news. Blue Beetle, not so much as excited for.
Damn.
What's your beef against Latino?
I like the guy playing it. He's great on Cobra Kai.
Yeah,
I think he's a really good actor, and just the vibe of the movie, I'm like wishy-washy on. The action looks good, but the movie as a whole, I'm like, this is going to be one of those movies. Like, I'll put it on and like half pay attention to it.
It's going to be connected to what's going on after.
Hell no, James Gunn basically said this ain't got nothing to do with anything going forward. He's like, this is it. Yeah,
because it's got to come out because they made it. Obviously, it's got to come out. But goddamn.
Yeah, but are you looking forward to it, Keeks?
Yes, of course I am.
Latinos.
I don't need a Blue Beetle movie. I need a Beetleborgs movie. That's what we need.
Well, you have to wait. You have to wait your turn, okay?
Cal, do you know what Beetleborgs is, Cal?
It sounds familiar.
They were Power Rangers that were like bugs. They had bug armor, like inspired armor instead of all that. But it was dope. They had this dope ass villain who was the Shadowborg. He had like a hook, like he shot and like basically was like Scorpion, like get over here, and like he could take your armor. He was a badass. Yeah,
maybe
maybe
you may have to write the script and pitch it to them.
I know O'Shea Jackson Jr. is like, where's the Beetleborg movie at? I'm like, you should write it. He was right.
Somebody better write a script.
He was front row on Raw at Raw on Monday. I can't go up to him. He was in the OVO LA Lakers varsity jacket. I can't go up and be like, hey, we have the same birthday. Let's write the Beetleborgs movie.
Yes, you can.
Anything
because I'm going to be like, when's Den of Thieves 2 coming out? It's been 5 years.
Before we get started, I got questions.
Yeah, right. Let me see. Oh shit!
And then across the Spider-Verse Part 1 trailer. I like that trailer a lot.
I do too. I can't wait.
I still need to rewatch the first Spider-Verse.
It's been a minute since I watched that film. Yeah,
I've only seen it the one time.
The girls love it. The girls love Spider-Man.
Sunflower.
You meant to stay on another day.
They love that.
But they got. Yeah, it's a great.
I need to dig my Jordan. I got the Jordan 1s. The Spider-Man Jordan. What is the origin stories? I tried to sell them, but they said, no, we don't want these right now.
Anyone trying to buy these cats?
No, they want them. They ain't cheap. You can't just go in the store and get them shits. You got to pay $500. It's somewhere. They're not down here.
So speaking of front row at events, WrestleMania night 1, the best tight end in football, San Francisco 49er George Kittle got involved.
Oh, I thought you were saying Shannon Sharp was there.
Nah. Put the image up, Cal. This man clotheslined the Miz.
Wait, do I have that image?
I should have. Yeah, I probably sent it. Yeah.
The best tight end. I ain't see Shannon Sharp there.
Shannon Sharp don't play football no more.
He's just
okay. I ain't see Kelsey in there either.
Damn.
He ain't.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Put him. He can't block.
Damn. Why was he there?
That man has Pat Mahomes. George Kittle had to play with fucking Nick fucking Mullins and C.J. Beathard and Brock Purdy and all these guys. Travis Kelce's had George Kittle. I mean, Travis Kelce has had Pat Mahomes. Like, don't do that. George Kittle has done this with a fucking scrub backcourt. Look at him, like a natural, and some Red Octobers at that.
I was about to say those definitely some Yeezys, ain't there?
Yeah, best
Nike
Yeezys, football,
I guess.
Famously, I mean, he's more known for his relationship with Penta. He hasn't been to AEW events. He's mainly been to a lot of WWE events. So I think he kind of shows what side he's on. But every time he gets a first down in football, he does the Cerro Mero celebration.
Oh, he's fake. Oh, okay.
He ain't fake. Nah,
he don't go to AEW because he look like one of the guns.
So
don't you do that, Cat? Because he's big. He'd be right. He stepped in the ring right now. He'd be better than both the guns.
Just put some white pants on him. See how he look.
But I do think he will have a match one day. I don't know when and where, but I think he will have a match one day.
This was with who?
Mini Man.
This was to help out. This is when Pat McAfee and Miz had their
Pat
match.
McAfee, that mother.
When the Miz couldn't catch Pat McAfee for shit when he did that fucking swanton to the outside.
These be the times where I just don't care. Like, who cares about Pat?
So when this happened, you didn't care about George Kittle?
No.
Did you think of me at all?
I didn't know who he was. I'm
Cal, talking about George. We had Black John Studd on here talking about.
Drip. Let me tell you.
No, you were gone that night. I forgot.
No, let me tell you what was happening during this exact moment. Because I didn't know none of it. Like, I didn't realize that both of those wrestling girls were big fans of Pat McAfee. So because I guess he was surprised when his music hit. Fucking Krista B was like she literally was tripping and falling over herself. I was calling her Pat McAfee all night because of it. And I'm like,
Everyone likes Pat McAfee except me.
But I didn't like, I'm already like, so I got to sit through this because I'd already done the bathroom. Like, I didn't need a beer right now. I got to sit through this Pat McAfee nonsense. And then somebody else, I didn't know what's his name? Kerry Kittles. I don't know who that was.
You don't watch football, Cal?
No, Cal doesn't know.
Oh, okay. That's why. Okay. Real sports. Oh, okay.
I watch some basketball, but I don't know. I don't watch. Even if I was watching football, I'm not watching the 49ers.
But
yeah,
Cal,
he
okay. Okay, he okay.
Nah, he's good. No.
Drip just make it seem like
he lit it up. He caught two touchdowns in Mexico in front of Penta. This is tight end of the league, best tight end of the league. And look, and he took out the Keeks. You should love him. He took out the Miz, that fraud.
Yeah, I love him for that. I love him for that.
See, yeah, you got
talking about best tight end.
That
is debatable.
Hey, we got anything else, Trip? Because I cannot. You.
That is debatable.
The last thing really we should get into. Succession is back. How we previewed it 2 weeks ago, but we haven't talked about the first two episodes.
Yes.
Episode 2 was great.
Episode 2.
I actually liked episode 1 more than episode 2.
I liked episode 2.
I liked the second.
I didn't like this.
They was working. They setting shit up. Succession's good though.
Yeah.
Succession's episode 2 not being as good as 1 is still like better than most TV though.
Right.
Like every episode of Succession since season 2 started is either an 8.5 or higher. Like they never really have bad episodes, but my favorite character of the year so far has been Tom because he's had every amazing line when it comes like when Greg tells him that he's gonna blame the woman for the thing for them going at it in the bathroom, and Tom looks at it like, you're so gallant. Like
Tom's real Tom. Well, because Tom's been setting this up though. Like Tom's been slowly working his way.
Not even the power play stuff. It's just
I'm just saying though.
But just the comedy aspect, Matthew McFadden's performance when when Logan's on the box about to give the speech and Tom goes, "You're tall as me. I could give you a kiss right now," and he looks at him like
he really wanted to laugh. That was the funny part.
Like
he's just really good. He's really good at that role.
I mean. But the best moment, which is also the worst moment, is when Greg tries to roast Logan. When he's like, "Come on, roast me!" And he's like, "Where are your kids?" And he's like, "Where's your dad?" Huh?
Yeah,
and it's like
immediately,
oh shit!
Immediately, Logan was just ready. Well, because Logan, his roast is,
to roast other people. Yeah,
but like to roast people, it's like I'm gonna chop your head off and piss down your neck or some shit like that. Like people ain't ready for that.
When he was like. Everyone, smell Greg's finger. What the fuck? Like it's like Brian Cox. This might be the year he takes the Emmy from Jeremy Strong. I think he will.
Better.
Jeremy Strong's kind of been low key. I don't know if that's been by design, but Brian Cox has been on one like he has been since season 2 when his character stopped battling all that bullshit from season 1 with all his illness and all that.
Word.
And he only has 1 Emmy ever.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But Jeremy Strong as Kendall in season 2 and 3 is
he's phenomenal.
Best performance on TV. Yeah,
phenomenal. Yeah,
the best sad boy on television is Kendall Roy. But Logan Roy him and the bodyguard having dinner at the restaurant was like when he's like, "You're my pal, you're my friend." It was very like Vince McMahon and the Undertaker.
Very. I'm telling you, with shit like this hitting right now, as Succession's on, I'm like, damn, it's really life imitating art. Like it's all the same shit at a certain point.
Shiv can't do shit like Stephanie.
The thought is that I mean, I don't know where our people are, but like if you're not caught up, they're saying that this Sunday's episode may be.
I think it will because the way episode 2 ended.
It's gonna be
episode 3 is the wedding, so
yeah.
Well, no, it's also I think the Alexander Skarsgård's character is probably has a more prominent role.
The wedding, well, because there's that deal that they're going to try and sort
before
out
the meeting,
before or like maybe during the wedding,
which mirrors the Endeavor deal. I mean, it's all full circle with the Gojo Waystar Royco merger and Endeavor and WWE's merger. Like this, man.
WWE and UFC.
UFC locker room is not happy about that shit.
Yeah,
they hate it
because they're phonies over there.
Yeah, one of them said, "Oh, we joining the fake fighting and something like that."
The only person who's had 2 people, I should say, Conor McGregor and Daniel Cormier. Those are the only 2 people. Daniel Cormier is retired, and Ariel Helwani. That's because he gets a bag from both. So,
but they understand how to get that bag over there.
Conor McGregor is like Birdman right now. Like, I am gonna make so much fucking money.
That's all he's thinking about. Everybody else like this shit's some bullshit.
Cormier was a ref for Seth Rollins. I think he did an interview or something. Like Cormier can understands that. I mean, I think that's maybe what it's gonna be. A couple cats be like, "Oh yeah, what's that watch you got on? Oh, you was on Raw last week. Oh, what you had to do? You just had how you fall down again." All right, bet. I'll be back in a couple weeks because I mean, at a certain point, there's so much synergy. It's going to be tough to turn down those opportunities if you feel in a way. But
we'll just have to see how it goes. Shit.
Yeah, I don't even think it's supposed to be final until the end of this year or sometime in the last part of this year. So anything can happen.
But I definitely know, not just because I'm a fan, but like Conor McGregor will step foot. In WWE because they have been trying to get him for years, and if he loses this next fight, he knows he has to get that bag somewhere else. Like he can't. No people will always try to pay and see him fight, but his cachet or legacy will be hindered if he continues to keep fighting and losing. But like he can always come to WWE and just like fake kick the shit out of people. I mean, he'll be in the Jake Gyllenhaal Roadhouse movie that they're finishing filming right now.
But catch a quick bag with Vince and them. It's kind of makes sense.
Definitely. And again, Vince.
You with Mayweather.
Yeah. And look what happened he got set for life after that.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Tank, about to win me some money.
Oh, shit.
You want to make a bet?
You think he's losing?
No, but I'll make a bet. I'll pick Garcia if you want to make a bet.
Oh my!
Oh, that's right, because that's coming up in a couple weeks.
Drip,
right?
Drip. Now I bet.
You lost the last bet we made, so.
Wow.
On that note,
no, Star Wars Celebration was yesterday. I haven't caught up on the Mandalorian the last 3 weeks. They announced a whole bunch of. I've heard it's good, bad. What the fuck's going on? But they announced new movies was the thing. We're talking about James Mangold is going to do a movie, which he says is supposed to kind of be the birth of the Jedi.
Is that Drake?
We'll get to that in a minute. That's how James Mangold's going to make this birth of the Jedi movie. Dave Filoni is going to make a movie he says is supposed to tie in everything he's been doing on the TV front. They announced a movie in which Rey will return, Daisy Ridley's Rey, which they're like, what a return. I'm like, she was just there 4 years ago. This ain't no return.
Brother.
But her movie's going to be written by Stephen Knight, the man that created Peaky Blinders and wrote the Tom Hardy movie Locke. So, like, it's going to be insane. Like, why did they hire this man to write her movie? Because
they don't even know what they're doing. They're just throwing shit at the wall.
Kathleen Kennedy has done a worse job running Star Wars than anyone has ever done. Like, maybe James Dolan running the Knicks is the only person who's so bad at running something.
God damn. You're probably right, though, Drip.
But they announced the directors for the TV shows, The Acolyte and Skeleton Crew. Those kind of seem interesting. But as they keep bringing more Star Wars, I'm always like, I think I might be good. Like the Secret Invasion trailer dropped last week, and I'm like, the MCU's still up and down, but like, I'll watch Secret Invasion.
No, I'm way more invested in Marvel than I am.
Even though I still have to catch up on all the other shows that I've been putting off from the MCU. Like,
well, and the other thing, Andor is supposed to be the best Star Wars show, and that's not coming back until next summer or something.
Because they spend their time making that show.
They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Yeah, but I mean, maybe if you're a Star Wars
all over the place.
But if you're a Star Wars fan, I was going to say get hyped because it sounds like they at least have one of them things. The Acolyte, what was it? It was Frozen meets Kill Bill or something like that. I think is what they described it. It could be interesting. We'll see.
Skeleton Crew is supposed to be their Goonies type, young kids on a space adventure. Which again, as someone who hates Stranger Things, I'm like, fuck. I hate young kids on adventures. Like, only the Goonies did it perfectly. I'm like, because my thing is like, you're 12 years old. You're not smart. You're an idiot. Like, you can't solve any of this stuff. Like, I was an idiot at 12 years. Because I was an idiot at 12 years old. I'm like, you think I'm going to be able to fly?
Drip. They don't know.
I know.
Them kids is not you, Drip.
That's what he doing. That's not fair.
He put it on him. That's me.
Cal, you've raised a 12-year-old. Do you think he could figure out how to fucking be in Star Wars?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at
all. What does Matt say when he's pissing all over the toilet seat? I know
he will be pissing all over the toilet seat. Yeah, facts. Big facts.
You mean to tell me this man can fly a speeder or whatever?
Nah, you're right.
These are different kids.
These kids special. They got powers.
No.
My daughter the other day. That's why I be saying NBA YoungBoy is this generation Lil Wayne, because my kids love that man. Play right foot creep. They start doing the gritty and all of this stuff around the house. I say, you see him. It's like, okay.
No, I'm not.
No, he's on NBA. He's on NBA.
No, I agree that 5 and 6 year olds can be smart, but when you get 12, it's like, and you start to overthink and then underthink too. Like, oh shit, like damn, like that's what I'm like. You're idiots because like you should be smarter, but you're still not all the way smart. Like, and that's why I hate Stranger Things. Is like these fucking kids. I'm like, you wouldn't be able to solve any of this shit.
I stopped watching Stranger Things after season 3. I want to say start getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was like, is it more aliens? What is it? What is going on?
That's all it is.
Ain't nothing but aliens. The whole show is aliens.
I didn't get what it's about. I'm like, okay, y'all gonna stop the alien? Is this stop the alien?
It's about being fake Spielberg and fake Stephen King.
It's an homage to shit that anyway. Drip. We got
the last bit of news. Drake dropped a new single, Search and Rescue.
Oh, he did?
Sixth God. And he has these Kim Kardashian.
I read about it.
He really want her, we know.
Yeah, which is just like.
Did he hit? Did they actually smash though?
There are rumors or theories. I should say that he allegedly had and then there was
it was the
Chris
best
Paul.
thing that he had, and he been
Really?
probably the way he moving, probably has.
He ain't had nothing better than Kim Kardashian in his life. No shade to her, but I mean,
he was crying over Georgia Smith, which makes a ton of sense. He was again Rihanna,
cried over Serena.
Yep, which again makes sense. All these women make sense. Jennifer Lopez, I don't think he cried over as much.
No.
But she was meant for someone else, as we all know.
Yeah, she got her man.
But no,
she got the one she loved the most.
But no, he puts like this audio of Kim Kardashian in the song, and again, I'm like, is he still trying to fight this dude who's supposed to like call it quits with in terms of like their beef? And again, is he?
Listen,
I know beef is forever.
Listen, Pimp C talk about dudes like Drake a long time ago. Dudes like Drake, they gonna always value a woman. You know why? Because they insecure.
And that sounds like me.
Insecure.
He said that sounds like me.
And he gonna always hate on Kanye. Kanye put babies in that. Kanye was married to that. That's somebody he always wanted. He wanted a woman like Kim Kardashian. And
they showed Kanye West. That was his whole thing.
Kim Kardashian was Rihanna. But Rihanna wasn't on that shit. She was on, get your shit and get the fuck.
But as a song, I like it. It's not his best song. I don't know if he has something bigger planned or this was like at the point.
He's sad. He's just a sad man. I'm sorry.
Oh, as a sad man, I know.
You're pushing 40 years old. Okay, it is time to sit your ass down, make up with your baby mama because she seemed like a good person.
That is true. Yeah.
And call it a day. Call it home. Cause all of this shit, you chasing after these young girls. And you still salty about Serena Williams. She done moved on. Rihanna done moved on. All these women done moved on.
That's why he said.
The only one that probably let you still hit is SZA. Because she hurt too. So either go back to SZA or you go to your baby mama. One or two. Because this shit is getting old.
Damn.
It's reflecting your music. You coming out with mid and shit like that. This is not you, Drizzy. This is not the Drake that I know.
That may be the Drake that it is.
Yeah, probably so.
He did have her loss, though. That was the thing. But as I said, her loss was him cosplaying as the hard guy that he wanted to be, and he's not that guy.
Not that guy, bro.
You're not the hard guy you want.
You was the hard guy when people was scared of that old, slow talking ass man. But now I've been saying the same thing forever. Everybody is saying that he's a fraud. He been a fraud. Everybody knew that. He was just bragging on shit that his brother did.
My brother shot the man. I do shit.
But yeah, I will agree. This is kind of meta, Jace. This isn't his best song. Hopefully, he's got something else planned for it. But again, this was the week of me again. John Cena had a match. George Kittle got involved. Jay White went to AEW. Drake dropped a song.
Of me.
We got more GosWatch, Khal. This is what White Noise is supposed to be. This is all the stuff in my mind come to life.
I'm happy for you.
I can't think of one thing that would have like pushed it over the top. Some good movie news, some good TV.
The best thing that happened this past week, we got to take some pictures.
Yep. White Noise
right there. We couldn't find a good spot to take the picture, so we took it by the John Cena.
No, I said we got to get a White Noise pick, and you're like, we got to find the widest thing in here. I'm like, that John Cena thing right there, and you're like, that. I gotta pay homage to the GOAT.
I did say we had to find the widest thing in there. This was indeed the widest thing in there.
My time is now. He still had the best performance in wrestling when he performed his theme music.
Because Chris
and 36 Mafia is the tie between them two.
Because Chris Jericho was too scared to follow his performance.
Oh shit! On that note,
he said, "I'm not doing Battle of the Bands. I'm taking Fozzy out of the competition. We're not playing for you losers." And John Cena said, "I'm a bad man." He started a new fucking song right as Chris Jericho was walking out.
All right, so
I've never heard John Cena get invited to the Grammys for that stupid song, but my GOAT.
Here she goes, Swarm.
No, but John Cena will be at the Oscars.
That's Swarm right there.
Watch. But
he can be at the Oscars, and my gonna be on his cruise with the bitches now.
with the fucking COVID too. Let's not forget.
What COVID?
Didn't the first cruise have all that COVID? Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, that's not where. No, that is
a rumor. That is not what happened. Yeah.
On that note, we gotta wrap this up, Drip.
Keeks, where can the people find you on social media and other platforms?
I can currently be found on Twitter. You can follow me, All Elite with Keeks, and that's on everything, on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I'm on Public Enemies Podcast. Shout outs. Thank you all that was in Chicago that did come out to the panel. We did have a good little crowd, and shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all answering some questions, and thank y'all for the support. And so be tuned in on Mondays. It's live at 8:00 Eastern time. Oh shit. No, 9:00 Eastern time, 8:00 my time.
I've been on that show in the past. I know Cal's been on the show in the past, so make sure you're checking out All Elite with Keeks and Friends every Monday night. Shout out to the enemies. They got a Patreon. Make sure you subscribe to that as well. Shout out to Graham, CJ, and Ben. Thank y'all again. This is the 1 year anniversary of the BRP Patreon. Thank y'all for paying the 1, paying the 10 for shows like this, Black Watch, Black Wrestling Reaction Podcast Club. All the other bonus content that we put on Bulls in the China Shop, shout out to Seven Vin. All the other content that we put up there that's exclusive, and then sometimes replays on YouTube like this show. So if you're not catching this show on YouTube, the YouTube replay, make sure you're going to the Patreon, paying the 1, paying the 10 there. You can follow me on Twitter at Davis, aka Drip, Instagram Davis Colton DC, Black Wrestling every Thursday night with Cal, Mimi, Family, Math. Who?
You.
Me? Drip.
On Twitter and Instagram and stuff.
What am I supposed to do?
Oh.
Damn, see ya.
No, what am I supposed to just post all the time?
Yeah.
No one likes what I post.
Oh, that's ill.
What is that?
That was a shots of Vin. You reminded me. You said so he sent me something, so I had to throw it in.
Make sure anyway. I haven't made my appearance, and I got to work out some to get Vin over here.
Yeah, because we usually record. That should be recorded like 11 in the morning. It's actually kind of foul. The time
would have worked that Tuesday morning when I got home at 7. I would have been. But Cal, where can people find you on social media?
Oh God, at Cal on Twitter, at Black Wrestling on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. BlackWrestling.com is the website. As always, you can find Black Wrestling on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. We're there. YouTube.com/Black Wrestling, Patreon.com/Black Wrestling. Again, if you like watching White Noise over on the YouTube, you can get that over on the Patreon with like 20 or so extra minutes in the front with all types of shenanigans. We watched a whole fight video. You ain't gonna see that on the YouTube because they would take us out. I guess that's it though, right?
Oh, thank you to Miss Suku, Chris Ann of the Black Announce Table for her part in the intro, as well as Sham, Lord Vader himself of Anakin and Vader, for their contributions to the amazing intro that we've had for the last year. And Jay White, play us out.